I am Black Back Man. I'm God. I'm back. I've been here for 38 years. What do I mean when I say I am Black Back Man? Well, I've explained in previous videos, I've been explaining this for years about Aaliyah Dana Houghton. She was a singer. She was a black woman. Her ghost is on my face. Her back is sitting. She has her back on my face. Alright? So I am the Black Back Man. Okay? It's really irritating to have to explain this because the world is using witchcraft against me. It's using all this magic against me to try to hide me. And trying to explain this to people it's painful to have to go through all this, to have to explain everything like this. It's horrible because I feel like no one will believe me, but anyway, I'm making the video. I gotta say what I gotta say. The BBC, okay? Now, that's called the British Broadcasting Company. Well, I'm British. I guess sending out this video, I guess I'm broadcasting, am I not? I'm sending out my message. But obviously BBC is another way of talking about a black man's penis. Or it can also, that's the thing, right? Because if a white man is with a black woman, or let's say a white man is with a big black woman, then technically BBC, it still kind of works, if you know what I mean. It's magic trickery, basically. But anyway, BBC is the number is 223. And if you're familiar with Skull and Bones, the secret society called Skull and Bones, their number is 322. People used to claim that what happened on 9/11, the World Trade Center thing with the planes, people thought that it had something to do with Skull and Bones. Well, I've got Aaliyah Dana Houghton's ghost on top of me, and I guess you could say I am Skull and Bones in a sense. In a sense, yes. Yeah. It is what it is. First of all, I'm Scorpio. I'm associated with the Death card. That's the Grim Reaper. He's a skeleton that walks around or rides a horse or whatever. And Aaliyah Dana Houghton, she's a ghost. She's in a 69 position with me, and confirmation. That thing doesn't beep very often. I have a tablet behind me, and it's running Necrometer, which is a Android application that ghosts can use to talk. And so I leave it on it's the chair behind me. It's always on most of the time. Yeah. Anyway. So, and this is the thing. My name's Grant. What's my Grant? What's happening with all these? I mean, this is the thing, right? There are all these foreigners who are coming to this country. Um, that's because, well, it's magic. I mean, the the Israelites were told. I mean, in the book of Deuteronomy, um, the Hebrews or Israelites, they were told, like, if you if the I'm God, and if the Israelites walk away from me and leave me, and I said, well, your enemies will overtake you, basically. Expect your lands to be invaded and your, everything to be taken from you, all that kind of stuff, right? White people were blessed. They forgot about God. Now all their stuff's been just handed to other people, right? Migrants. You understand how that works? So, you got, like, in this country, you got all these migrants and they stay in hotels. Well, you see, Aaliyah Dana Houghton, she is the whore, who tells. She tells everybody about me, and she pretends that she's God, while her ghost is stuck on the front of me with her back to my face, her black back in my face, right? I'm the light of the world, and I got Aaliyah's black backside on my face. So BBC is 223. Aaliyah Dana Houghton died when she was 22. 3 is the number of the Empress in the tarot deck, and also the 3 is shaped like a bum. Like, if you did a very simple drawing of a bum, it would look like a number 3, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. So I am the black back man, and I'm also the light of the world. Okay? So, this is the thing. Black men, they mirror me in a certain way. So, yeah. My light shines in the darkness. Do you see? Right? My light shines in the darkness. Yeah. Anyways. What else can I say for this video? I mean, that's the thing about my ex-girlfriend, Ania Bilak. She was from Poland. She was still living in Poland when I started a relationship with her, when I was probably about, 22 years old. Yeah, it was something like that. I knew her brother from my work. I used to work with her brother, Greg. And she started talking to me online, and she wanted to get to know me, and I wanted to get to know her then. And then what happened was I met her in Bristol, and then I met her in Poland. I met her parents, and then she lived with me for a year in Brighton. So, you could say that she was a migrant. Yeah, she was a migrant, but she ain't me. I'm Grant. She'd like everyone to believe that she's me and that she has my power, because that's the thing, people get obsessed with my power. It's, once people feel people who, it's like my power is like, it's like nothing else. It's like, and the thing is, people don't want to let go of it. They want to hold on to it. But it's people who do that will die, basically, because they're trying to hold on to my energy and they won't return it to me. They won't let go of it. I have to tell people, let go of it, or you're doing this the wrong way. You're not God. I'm God. You can't do this to me. don't do it. And if they keep doing it, well, eventually they'll just die. And that's it. I mean, their life will be destroyed, everything will fall apart. That's what will happen. And I've been loving, I've been kind, I've told people, I've tried to explain, they don't want to listen. What else can I do? You know? I always remember that time. Maybe this isn't the best. Yeah, well, let me talk about it. Because I haven't mentioned this bit yet recently. But a couple of years ago, you know, there was that big earthquake in Turkey. You know, 50,000 people died. I didn't celebrate Christmas that year. I didn't have any turkey. And, you know, most people would have eaten turkey that year. And only, you know, a week or two afterwards, and turkey's all over the news. Turkey, 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 turkey. And 50,000 people died. Yeah. It's all magic connected to me. But, you know, if you want to think about that, have a think about it. I just thought I'd mention it for some reason. Yeah. You know what it is? I mean, that's the thing, right? You know, what is a turkey? You know, people eat a stuffed bird. It's a bird that's stuffed. What's a stuffed bird? Well, you know, it's got sexual connotations, right? Obviously, right? A woman who has sex. And everyone feasts on that and like, oh, Merry Christmas. People get drunk and talk shit. And forget about me. God. The most wonderful time of the year. You know, it's the coldest. You know what I mean? It's when the weather's cold. Yeah, and people are cold towards me. God. Yeah, that's kind of how it works, isn't it? Capricorn season, Devil season. Yeah. Anyways, I am the Black Back Man. Yeah. So what I do, I pull some cards. I'll shuffle some cards and see if there's anything we can talk about here. I mean, this is, you know, the thing as well, you know, because all of this is, the world is constantly trying to humiliate me, mock me, attack me, steal from me. All, you know, almost every day, it's, yeah, I'm constantly battling with thoughts. I have to deal with a lot of hatred. And I'm very tired of it. Yeah. Now, I posted a video about the Israelites. You know, why were they in the wilderness for 40? Well, they were yeah, Israelites. Yeah, Israelites. Or the Hebrews. The Hebrews were lost in the wilderness for 40. You know, they were lost in the wilderness for 40 years. Well, that's the thing, right? Because I'm the emperor. I'm God. But you see, the number 40 has the word tie at the end of 4. 4 years. And also, the thing about, it has to do with sex magic as well. There's a connection with sex magic because, it's the desert, it's the dry place, right? It's sodomy, it's bondage. It's all connected with that and the crucifix. Like I explained about, how the crucifix is connected with Sodom and Egypt. Egypt's about bondage. Sodom is obviously about sodomy because that's where the word comes from. So, sex magic is used to attack me again and again and again and again and again and again. Anyway, I'll do a reading. I don't want to make this video too long because I don't want to sit here for 3 hours, 4 hours waiting for my video to upload. I've got other things to worry about. I've got other things to do in my life. Rather than make videos for people who don't want to listen to me. I'm just not in the mood today. Anyways, Knight of Swords. Hang on a sec. Just had to empty my ashtray. Looked like a mountain. Yeah. So. Okay, the High Priestess. The Lovers. So Knight of Swords, the High Priestess, the Lovers. Now the number, obviously the High Priestess is the number 2. People would call a piece of poo a number 2, right? Obviously, she's associated with the moon, right? The moon is associated with the butt as well, right? And then we go, the Devil card. Okay, so there's the Devil card. So Knight of Swords, the High Priestess, the Lovers, the Devil. And then we got 10 of Wands. And then we got the 9 of Pentacles. And then we got the Page of Swords. And then we got the death card. You know, it's really interesting, like, Christy Thompson, she makes tarot videos, and when she makes her tarot videos, she always complains of having a runny nose when she's doing card readings. Why? Why did she get a runny nose? Well, it's because of me. Because my nose, my sinuses are... yeah, they're messed up from what happened to me when I was younger. Still need to go to the doctor about that one. That's the thing, my aunt, Christine, is a doctor. And I don't like talking to her. She's an evil witch doctor. She's a witch, and she's a doctor, and she's a lawyer. All at the same time. Yep. Anyways, after the death card, we got the Four of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Whoa. Two of Cups. And Queen of Swords. Can't take these. And then we got the Chariot and the Nine of Wands. So, star card on the bottom. And so Knight of Swords, the High Priestess, the Lovers, the Devil, Ten of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. Page of Swords, Death, Four of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Queen of Swords, the Chariot, Nine of Wands. I mean, you know what I mean? It's hard to read exactly what these cards are trying to say, but you have to understand, these cards, it's all about sex magic. It's what it's all about. Butt magic, all this stuff. I mean, see, the world is full of, you know, it is full of people having sex. People, and you know, that includes very evil things that happen. You know, think of secret societies, any sort of sex magic rituals they may be doing. With non-consenting people, young people, that type of thing. Do you hear what I'm saying? Right, trafficked people, you know, all kinds of stuff like that. Doing moon magic rituals, blood moon rituals, sacrifices, anything like that, okay? And the thing is that Aaliyah Dana Houghton, she is trying to block my light, right? She wants to pretend I don't exist, right? She wants, you know, it's all about, you know, the thing is that people want to F around, people want to fuck around. And Aaliyah Dana Houghton, she wants that as well, right? She wants that for the world. That's what she wants. I'm God. What do I want? What do I want? I want the world to acknowledge me and stop pretending like I don't exist. They keep attacking me with magic, thinking they can hide me, and that's what they keep doing. They're still doing it right now, all the time. They just keep doing it, trying to hide me with magic, trying to steal my power. There's the film V for Vendetta. He's supposed to, he's Guy Fawkes is supposed to be, he was a Catholic. I'm not a Catholic. Mary, Aaliyah Dana Houghton, that's who she was. She was Mary. Catholic. Yeah, the Catholic Church, right? They worship Mary. Look at that statue they just opened in Brazil. It's like, this huge statue, and they say, oh, it's taller than Christ the Redeemer. That's some weird magic, that is. They say, oh, it's taller. Brazil opens 54-meter Lady of Fatima statue that is taller than Christ the Redeemer. Well, that's the thing, that statue is actually taller than every living human being on this planet. So now, demons, what they're trying to do is they're trying to imply everyone's Christ the Redeemer, because the Lady Fatima statue is taller than Christ the Redeemer. So anyone shorter than her must be Christ the Redeemer. You know what I mean? This is how crazy the world is. That's how demons use magic. They twist everything. They'll use any stupid, illogical way to try to cheat me. But people are completely blind to it. They don't understand it. They don't know it. They don't understand how it works. And so they're totally oblivious to it. But then you have people who are very well versed in magic, like Freemasons, witches. You think of, people who are rich and powerful. People. There are people who've really studied magic, and they've figured out how to manipulate the system to their own benefit. While the vast majority of people have no clue whatsoever. And I was forced to figure out all this stuff because of what happened to me. I got attacked by demons. I had to figure out how to protect myself from the world. I had to figure out, well, what's all this magic stuff people are doing? What's this tarot card stuff about? And I remember buying my first deck, and I was like, well, it took me, probably a year or two before I really figured out that they're sex magic cards. That's what they're designed to hide. And so, this is the thing, because, okay, so, people talk about the Holy Spirit. Well, this is the thing, right? Because, like I said, the High Priestess, she's the number 2, right? Which is Pooh, right? And obviously Pooh comes out of O. And Aaliyah Dana Houghton, well, Lee. Lee is, it's Lee. So, she basically, she is the Ho-Lee, right? She's a whore. She's Lee. You might be familiar with the black woman who is on YouTube. She has a YouTube channel. It's called Linda Likes Tarot. Look at Look at the word, the name Linda. It's Lee in Da. Right? I got Leah's ghost on the front of me. How do I say this without, you know what I mean? My thing is in her mouth. Yeah, my thing. Yeah, my thing is in her mouth. And her butt's on my face. And people want to say that I'm a black guy, or, you know, all this stuff. And, you know, I'm tired of it. I wish I wasn't in this situation. I've been wishing I wasn't in this situation for many years now, and I want it to end one way or another. So the fact is that Mary is of the world. You know, it's funny how, you know, everyone calls, you know, Mary, they call her the Virgin Mary. I mean, she didn't die a virgin, did she? Jesus Christ, on the other hand, did die a virgin. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, let me do another reading here. Should I use a different deck? Okay. Truth Rising. What's the T? What's the T? Okay, use What's the T. If I can find it. Here it is. Okay, so, maybe I should tell a little bit of story about this, okay? So, what happened in 2019 is I got attacked by demons, like ghosts. What happened was they sexually attacked me, and that was my back and my face, and scared me. It really did scare me. And one day I was in Brighton, so I was, you know, I thought, you know what, I walk up to the cliffs where there's the Seven Sisters cliffs, and I walked, which, you know, it's past, I can't remember, it's towards New Haven. I was walking that direction, and I went up on the cliffs, and the ghosts, they dragged me in a different direction. That day I saw things in the sky, clouds being moved by some force that I'd never seen before. It was and then like what I saw the angel. I saw this what looked like an angel in the sky. In the evening time, I walked like 10 miles that day, and they made me lie on the ground, and they did all sorts of crazy stuff. I saw lanterns. It looked like lanterns flying in the sky. They created a face that looked like a skull. It fell out of the sky. It came down to the ground towards me, and by that time it was dark. And I just literally got off the ground. I was lying on my back on the ground, being attacked by demons. And I managed to run to New Haven train station. Caught the last train back to Brighton. It was like 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, that thing that happened to me, it was in a little village called Piddinghoe. Anyways, so after I left Brighton, I figured out I had different ghosts around me. I got this sensation that I had a female ghost on top of me. And then I began the process of like, oh, well, who are you then? Like, who's this ghost that's on top of me? And I eventually figured, figured out that first of all, I figured out that she was a black woman, and then I figured out that she was Aaliyah, because I figured she said she was black, and that she was famous, and so obviously I started to look on the internet, thinking like, well, who could it be then? And then I made the connection, because when I found out that's when I found out that Aaliyah had died in 2001. I didn't know before that. I'd never heard of that before. I mean, actually, before 9/11 happened, I got Romeo. Back when I was a kid, I had Romeo Must Die on DVD. I had the Region 1 version of the American version of that DVD. And I used to watch that when I was a kid, right? And so what happened was, and that's how I knew her as a singer. I knew her from that film. And then only, 20 years later, I'm learning about her ghost sitting on my face, and about her plane crash. And that's how I figured out she was with me. And back then, I thought she loved me. I thought she was with me to help me. And I don't know, it took me probably like 6 months or a year. I gradually figured out, like, okay, she's actually my enemy. She's just here. The only reason she's with me is to try to steal power from me. So yeah, and obviously I figured out that the ghost that's behind it, the angel that's behind me is Archangel Michael, is Moses. So, obviously figuring these things out, it takes a while. There's a lot of guessing involved to arrive at the answer. Anyways, let me do a reading from this deck. See what messages want to come out. Okay, so we got talking shit. Talking shit. Somebody's talking shit. So who's talking shit then? We got cock blocking. Well, I don't think I'd want to cock block myself. Aaliyah Dana Houghton, who I've explained, she's jealous of, she doesn't want me to be happy. She doesn't want me to be happy. Okay? And the world joins in with her in trying to ruin my life. Shine. Your light irritates their demons. So, the thing is, before I got attacked by demons, I've explained this a bit, but I was in Brighton. I was trying to make a living as a Bitcoin trader for 3 years, but I was posting a lot of stuff on Facebook, things about, and I was very unhappy about the state of the country, and that the fact that there were so many people coming into the country that shouldn't be here. I mean, a lot of people are unhappy about that. It's not only me, obviously. But then, on the other side, it's really awkward, because on the other side of things, you got all these people, talking about migrants. And that's the thing, that's my name. My name's Grant. So I'm totally caught in the middle of all of this. Obviously. Anyways. I mean, at the end of the day, if someone loves me, I love them. That's how it is. Regardless of whether they're white or black. Okay? That's not what's important. Skin color isn't, that's not what's the most important, right? I mean, that's a physical attribute, isn't it? Anyways, so the talking shit, cock blocking, and shine. Well, you know, blocking came cock blocking and shine. You see, this is the thing. Aaliyah's ghost is trying to hide my shine. Okay? That's what she's trying to do. Incarcerated. Locked up and... Oh, it says you're locked up, about to be, always in and out. So, incarcerated. So, this is the thing, you know... That's the thing, you know, that's the thing. Aaliyah, what she's trying to do, she's trying to hold me prisoner. She's trying, her and demons, they're trying to hold me prisoner. And I guess in a way I'm holding her prisoner as well. But it kind of works both ways. You know, she's trying to block my light and keep me stuck. But, you know, she's going to suffer. She's going to be, you know what I mean? Where does she belong to go? Where does she deserve to go? Yeah, she deserves to. That's what she deserves. She deserves to be imprisoned. So it's a battle between me and her. Into you. Okay, like I said, you know, like obviously, you know, like 2 is butt. So that's the thing. My face is literally into her. It's her back. That's on my face. And I guess I'm in her mouth. Okay? I don't mean to be explicit, but I have to explain the situation because I have to, you know. Okay, so we got last chance. They lost their last chance, or you did. So this is the, yeah. I mean, Aaliyah Dana Houghton, Mary, she lost her last chance, right? So she's basically clinging on to me in the hopes that she can avoid what's coming to her, right? So she's you know, she's trying to escape. She's trying, well, you know, she's trying, yeah. The world is totally confused because of her. Lying spirits, demons, are working with her. You know, they're afraid of what's going to happen to them. And the thing is, there's all these tarot readers, you know, they want to pick up a deck of cards and think that they're spiritual. What spirits are they communicating with then? Do they have any idea? You know, that doesn't work. If you can't put God first, well, you're going to be talking to some bad spirits then. Do you know what I mean? You're going to be talking to bad spirits. Like, that's how it is. Oh, look, and here's the kissing ass card. Right? Last chance. They lost their chance, or you did. Kissing ass. Well, that's the thing. Like I said, her back is on my face. It's actually on my mouth. So, yeah. Acting cold. Now you see what we're looking at here? What did I just talk about? I talked about my mouth, didn't I? You see, I ain't making this up. I ain't talking a load of shit. I'm telling you the truth. You know, I often say, you know, I often wonder, I'm like, well, I get felt up by ghosts. I get touched by ghosts, and all this stuff has happened to me. Like, why can't it happen to someone else? Like, you know, go attack one of my neighbors or something. But No, it just doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that for some reason. I mean, things are going the way they're supposed to go. There's some explanation like that. I mean, I've been so irritated by, you know, I feel so stressed out by everything that's happened and everything that is happening. And it's like, well, why, I just wish, some ghost spirits could just attack some people in the local area just to get their attention or something like that. But it doesn't work like that. I couldn't tell you exactly why. I haven't figured out the answer for that yet. So, anyways, let's carry on with this reading, shall we? Whoopsie. Put that card back. Should I take that one? Okay. We got the scarcity tactics. So acting cold, scarcity tactics. Notice that guy, he's got a mask on his face, so you can't see who he is, and he's holding a gun to his head. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. This is what Aaliyah's trying to do to me. She's trying to make me go completely. She's trying to hide my identity. She wants me to go completely insane. I often think to myself, if I lived in the USA where they have guns, would I still be here? I don't know. I'm not sure. But, because I think about this a lot. Almost every day, actually. Yeah. Player. Basketball. Player. Scarcity tactics. I've got two cards here. Boss Daddy and Ego. So, I mean, this is the thing, most women, they want a guy who's, he's the boss daddy, he's got money, he's got friends, he's got a big schlong, a big bank account. And, obviously here's the ego card, right? I mean, it says her ego getting in the way of relationship, etc. I mean, this is the thing, Aaliyah, Mary doesn't want to love me. She hates me. She wants to ruin my destiny. So, she wants to ruin my destiny. Yeah. But, I mean, look at it this is the thing, right? If people choose to hate God because he's in a physical body that they don't like they don't like he's white, or any other physical attribute to do with his physical body, right? Are those people worthy to get into heaven? Do those people deserve my love? No, they don't. They really don't. I mean, they're the same people who try to ruin me. They've been trying to ruin my life. They're the same people, the same spirit, evil spirit, which is, try to steal from me, hate me, hurt me, backstab me, mistreat me, all that shit, right? And then hate on me. Just keep hating me and hating me and hating me until there's nothing left of me. Yeah. So, yeah. Hopefully I've explained myself well enough. I live forever. So, you know, even though there are all these people who are treating me so badly, at least I can feel good about the fact that I live forever and I will escape this eventually. I will escape these horrible people eventually. Yeah, sure. I take comfort in that. So, I don't want to make this video too long. I've got a haters exposed. Yeah, let me use that one because I think that's quite appropriate for this video. I mean, you know, it's 100. I don't know. I don't know how many cards are in the deck. You know, it's the same. It's by Firewitch Tarot. It's the same. The What's the Tea Tarot. Yeah, the What's the Tea deck is, but it's by the same person. But obviously, it's called Haters Exposed. And so obviously the messages are of that, you know, of that description. So it just gives you, you know, an idea of the hate that I have to deal with. Okay? So, Haters Exposed. That's the deck. There. Okay? Okay, first card, got plotting and scheming is part of their lifestyle and hobby. And then we got hating on your psychic abilities and gifts. You know, what was the fall of Adam and Eve? Well, to put it very simply, they wanted to be me. They wanted to be God. They wanted my power. They wanted to have my authority and power. And obviously, you know, I don't want people doing that to me, right? I created man and woman. I didn't want them to try to usurp me, right? I didn't want them to try to kick me out of my own home, out of my own. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't expect them to attack me and try to kill me and try to take everything from me. You know, I wanted to have a loving relationship with them. But instead, they turned against me. And that's how that happened, right? There was the fall from, yeah, the Adam and Eve, they fell. Okay? Okay. Hate tweets towards you. Petty birds tweet. So, people talk badly about me. A lot. And it matters. It does. Ignore these fools. You're too fire for them. Okay. Well, obviously, I do have to. I mean, I have to deal with it every single day. It's all day, every day. People saying they use their tongues to lie about me, say bad things about me, twist the story about me, try to steal from me. And obviously, I have to deal with it. Obviously, I have to keep going. I can't just let their words stop me, and I just don't do anything. And I just say, oh, well, I have to accept what you say about me. No, I don't do that. I just do what I have to do. I know who I am, and I know who they're not. So I do what I have to do, basically. Okay. Their finances will perish. On a mission to turn others against you. So, yeah. It's interesting because I got a text message from my Aunt Christine earlier on. What did she say? She said, the markets are quite jittery at the moment. Take care. And she's talking about, well, I guess she's talking about the economy. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was trading Bitcoin, back in 2016, when I quit my IT job, and I tried trading Bitcoin for 3 years, and my family, my biological family, and that included my aunt Christine, they did not approve of what I was doing, and they kept saying things about me. They kept, they were obviously all talking about me. Oh, Grant, he's going to lose all his money. He's going to lose all his money. He's going to lose all his money. They wanted me to lose my money. They wanted me to fail. They were using their forked tongues to try to ruin me. And guess what? So my Aunt Christine, she lives in Monmouthshire, which has just been flooded. Right? The whole town's been flooded. It's been all over the news. I mean, they were even reporting about it in Australia. So, and and my aunt, and it happened on my birthday. Of all days of the year it could have happened, it happened on my birthday. Yeah. And my aunt Christine, she was trying to send me a parcel through Royal Mail. She wanted me to sign for it. Yeah, she wanted me to sign for it, right? That's what she wants me to do. She wants me to sign my life away to her. She is the Antichrist, and I'm God, and she's an evil witch, and she thinks she can try to get me to sign my life away. And obviously, I'm not going to do that. So, on a mission to turn others against you. I mean, that's my biological family. That's all they do, right? That's all they're trying to do. They're not They don't believe in God. They're atheists. They've used the fact that they are blood related to me to their advantage. They've tried to steal from me. They've been doing it for decades. Since the day I was born. And that's the thing, right? Because so my aunt, she sent me that message. She's like, "Oh, the markets are jittery. Take care." Like she know, what she. Would she send me that message? It's simply, she is trying to control my finances. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to stick a spoke in my wheels. That's all she ever does. It's one attempt after another. Let me stick this stick in your spokes and see you fly over the handlebars, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Um, because she's evil. That's it. That's all it is. She's evil, and she will keep trying that again and again and again and again and again. She shows no signs of stopping. She just wants to keep going and going and going. And she's got more to worry about than I do. I mean, she's unemployed. Her husband's unemployed. They live off their pension pots and stuff like that. And yeah, that's all falling apart for them. And their sons and their wives, they work. Their taxes are going up, right? Like mad. Their income tax. I don't worry about income tax, do I? I'm not employed by anybody. I suppose I'll have to cash in my Bitcoin at some point. Not anytime soon, but in the future. What tax I'll be paying on it, I'm not. Be capital gains tax. I know that. But anyways, I'm not. Money isn't my biggest concern. My biggest concern is that people know who I am. I keep money as a safety net. It just means that I don't have to worry about getting a job for quite a long time. And if I should run out of money, well, I guess I'll go live in a tent and die. And that'll be that. Or I'll die before I run out of money. One or the other, right? That's the plan. So hopefully, I don't want it to get to that stage. I'm trying to prevent that ever happening, right? I want people to know who I am. If people know who I am, then money would never ever be a concern, ever. Because I'd have so much of it. Because people owe me so much, right? People owe me a lot. They've stolen from me. All the things they've manifested for themselves. Well, where did that come from? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, people owe me. I'm God, and I can take what I want as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I think somebody doesn't deserve something, yoink, take it. And, obviously, I'll redistribute to people I want to redistribute things to. People who I think need help, money, that kind of thing, right? And obviously, well, I'll probably just get someone, what I mean? I want the right people around me to work as a team and to organise and get things sorted. And I would like to have as little input as possible. Basically, I'd like to rest. I'd like to. Do you know what I mean? I just want to wake up, be able to lie out in the sunshine, go for a swim in the swimming pool, sit in the jacuzzi, have a barbecue, listen to music, or and be surrounded by people I want to be surrounded by. That's the kind of future I want. Okay? I don't want to live here, really. I've lived here for, I guess it's been about 4 or 5 years now, something like that. And I don't like the neighborhood. I don't ever go out. I don't go into town. I don't like, I don't have any friends that I want to hang out with. Nothing like that. You know, it's I stay in the house almost all the time, and I don't like being here. You know, I want to go somewhere nice. Somewhere nice. Anyways, let me finish off this reading. Is there any other messages that wanted to come out? Haters exposed. You tried to avoid drama, but they are pushing it. Stand up for yourself when you need to. So, I mean, this is the thing. I have to stand up for myself. Keep reminding them how fantastic you are. So, is that enough? Okay. Put that down. Maybe another tarot reading? Or should I just do... Okay. So, I mean, the title of this video, I'm explaining how I am Aaliyah Dana Houghton. I'm her butt. I'm her... Well, I'm not her butt. But, well, she's pretending. She's using magic because she's sitting on my face. And so... you know, that's sex magic attack against me, basically. It's she is trying to hide me and to steal my power. And I've got to talk my way out of this somehow. You know, I've got to talk my way out of this terrible situation I'm in. You know, either people are going to believe me, or the magic, you know, my magic will work. You know, it's one or the other, right? Something like that's going to happen. Yeah, it's very interesting how I was posting on Facebook and it feels like I've almost run out of things to post because it's when I go on my YouTube homepage, the videos that come through are almost, you know, people, they don't know how, you know what I mean, like they don't know how to, you know what I mean. I mean, this is the thing. I posted a video called Shit for Brains. And that's the thing, right? The world is shit for brains. I mean, that's the thing, right? Because, like I said, with the High Priestess, she's the number 2. Well, this is the thing. Aaliyah Dana Houghton, Mary. I mean, and that's the thing. My mom, who died in 2021. Her name was Fee, and obviously poo is feces, right? So her name Fee is literally in the word for shit, right? Feces. So they're using all this magic to basically say they are the Holy Spirit And, you know, all the people who have soil brains, who are shit for brains, they listen to Aaliyah, Dana Houghton, and my dead mum, Fiona Fee. And they all want to, they just keep attacking. They keep attacking, trying to keep me hidden, trying to pretend like I don't exist. I was forced to, you know, I found myself in this situation. I didn't invent this situation so I could just make hundreds or thousands of videos and post, you know, tens of thousands of posts on Facebook and X just to, you know, cause an argument with people. I didn't do that. The situation is what, you know, I've explained. I am in the situation I'm in. You know, I'm surrounded by ghosts. I'm getting attacked. I'm God, right? I have to stand up for myself. I have to do what I'm doing. Because, you know, that's the thing, you know. I mean, I would have liked to be able to go out, hang out with friends, meet people, have a good time. But the fact is, well, how's that going to happen when everyone is shit for brains? And they're only interested, you know, they listen to demons, and so those demons will get them to attack me in one way or another. And so, you know, I might as well just, you know what I mean? I might as well just join the freaking army. I might as well go to Ukraine and join the fight against Russia or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Just wait for someone to shoot me and that'll be that. Do you know what I mean? Or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, life is pointless. You know, like me trying to live life is so hard. It's so hard. Like, I have to stand up for myself. I can't just pretend that there's the problems. I can't pretend the problems don't exist. I mean, obviously, when I was younger, I didn't know the problem existed. I found out that the problem existed. And so everything in my life has changed. That's the thing. When I was younger, I was quite popular. But that's, you know, it's because of my energy. People drawn to my energy. And it all went down. You know, things just, as time went on, things got worse. You know, things seemed to just, year after year, it got worse. I mean, I'm 38 years old. I'm not 88 years old. Do you know what I mean? Like, most 38-year-old men, you know, they'll have a social life or they'll have a family. And I have neither. So, you know, I'm not, you know, when I was younger, you know, I used to go clubbing. When I was a teenager, I used to go clubbing by myself. Like, I lived a 5-minute walk from my favourite nightclub. And I would walk around there, I'd go down there, and everyone knew me anyway. Because it was regular, it was always the regular people. So, you know what I mean? Like, I could go to walk in bars, and I would meet regular people. Do you know what I mean? Like I could go out when I wanted by myself, and I go out and I meet people and I socialize. Yeah, I mean, and that's how I made a lot of friends. That's how I made most of my friends when I was a teenager. Because the kids that I went to school with, well, I didn't really talk to them because, you know, I moved to so many different locations. You know, I was at school in London, then I was at boarding school, and then after that I was at an international college. I I only knew one other British guy who was at that college. The rest were, Russian or Chinese or, Japanese, from all over the world. And so I've lived a strange life. The guys who I used to be friends with during my late teen years and my 20s were guys I met clubbing or from the pub. And yeah, I mean, I know I'm older now. I don't, this is the thing, I've already explained, right? The world is shit for brains. The world hates me. I'm not going to find any good people in a pub or a club. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really going to find anyone I want to be with or be around. And and I hate to say it, but even churches. I think a lot of there are a lot of fake Christians. I don't even know where to begin. The way things are, it's so crazy for me. Like, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know who I could try. I don't know. Everything seems pointless. I have to use magic. I have to use my power to fight my way out of this mess. And it seems to me that the world won't give me any other choice. The world doesn't want to, people don't want to love me. So I've got to battle my way through things. And, the reason why there's so many bad things happening in the world, whether it's war or disease or the economy, it's all because of this battle. Everything is going badly because of this magic war that people want to have with me. So I'm doing the best I can. I try to reach out to people. I have tried. Where's it gonna get me? Don't know. I really don't know. All I can do is just keep trying. And the thing is that people are so blind to the truth. I mean, almost nothing will convince. It seems nothing will convince them, right? The thing is, they can't. I haven't met a single person. I don't know anyone that I've changed their mind. And I've confronted them with so much evidence, yet they don't see it. They don't see how it's connected. They don't think, oh, that's a strange coincidence, or like, well, it's not a coincidence. Why did this thing happen? They can't connect the dots. They can't connect the dots. They're unwilling to. They listen to demons. So I can't. I've tried my best. I've really tried my best. And I know at the moment I have to go do other things. I have to clean my house. I want to quit smoking. I'm still figuring out how I'm supposed to do that. How I'm going to do that. I need to, at some point I need to go to the dentist. I need to go to, I might have to go to the doctor. I've got a long list of things to do. And I'm not quite sure what am I going to be doing tomorrow or the day after. I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't got anything. I haven't planned anything. You know, this magic battle that keeps happening with me and the world is what I pay attention to the most. And I've been doing that for a long time now. And it's hard for me to get away. It's hard for me to move my ass, basically. It's hard for me to get off my ass and do other things. It's really hard. So, I don't know. I guess I'll see what happens. I'm glad I bought this seat. Well, I'm quite impressed with the seat. The amount I've sat in it. I've had it for about 4 years. Oh, 3 years? 3 years. 2 or 3 years, something like that. Yeah. Wouldn't mind a. Wouldn't mind. Ugh. I wouldn't mind a nice. Yeah, I don't know. I've sat in this chair for so long. It's. Yeah. Anyway, what else did I talk about? Yeah. Should I do one more tarot reading? Just forget about it. Alright. Well, that'll do.